Fishing is a favorite pastime of many, and the rite of passage to some. Sport fishermen and anglers all over the world have one goal in mind: to catch the biggest fish ever. With that in mind, here are the 10 biggest catches of all time. Mind you, we're only going to be talking about official catches, meaning those that have been officially measured and weighed by the International Game Fish Association. So the story of you catching a fish these big, or your grandpa saying the big one that got away, aren't going to be included. The biggest catch of all time, on number 1 obviously, is a record that has stood unbroken since 1955. So stay tuned to find out more about that. Number 10. The 1,280-pound great hammerhead shark. This 14.5-foot monster hammerhead shark was caught by Port Charlotte fishing guide Captain Bucky Davis back in May of 2006. According to the captain himself, it took him the better part of 5 hours to land the monster fish. He said it even dragged his boat, a 23-foot skiff, 12 miles out into the sea. Prior to the captain's monster catch, the largest hammerhead on record with the International Game Fish Association was a 991-pounder caught off Sarasota in 1982. Captain Dennis, who usually catches snook, knew there were bigger ones out there, having glimpsed them prowling around tarpon fishing charter boats. And the scary thing is, there still might be even bigger hammerhead sharks out there. According to marine biologists, these monster fish can grow to a staggering 20 feet long and live up to 30 years in the wild. It is found in warm waters around the world. Due to their size, they're potentially dangerous to divers, but there are no confirmed attacks on record. They're also very popular to sport fishermen due to their shape of their heads. Unfortunately though, their numbers are declining due to shark fin trade. Number 9. 1,298-pound 6-gill shark. On November 21st, 2002, sport fisherman Clemens Rump reeled in the largest fish he's ever caught, and quite possibly the rarest fish he's ever caught as well. Caught in the South Atlantic Ocean in a portion of the British Overseas Territories, the monster 6-gill shark weighs an astonishing 1,298 pounds. 6-gill sharks are primitive sharks belonging to the Hexanchidae family, otherwise known as cow sharks. These deep-water predators are distinguished by the following features. They have 6 pairs of long gill slits on each side of their broad head, comb-like yellow lower teeth, and a long tail. They grow to an average length of around 16 feet, but some sightings suggest they can grow much bigger. There was one that was caught off just off the Irish coast at County Clare, which was estimated to measure 25 feet and to weigh about 1,500 pounds. But no official measurements were taken, making Rump's 6-gill officially the biggest to be ever caught. Number 8. 1,376-pound Pacific Blue Marlin. On May 31st of 1982, angler J.D. Babwan caught the biggest Pacific Blue Marlin ever recorded by the International GFA. This was done while he was fishing aboard the No Problem, a 43-foot Merritt captained by Bobby Brown. No, not that Bobby Brown. The bite took place at approximately 1 p.m. while they were trolling a silver and blue Kita lure off Kona, Hawaii. According to the fisherman's story, all hell broke loose with that first run. Within minutes, the fish had nearly emptied the spool. However, despite several strong runs and the immense size of the fishermen and the crew had the fish boatside in just 40 minutes. Not long after, the crew officially weighed the 1,376-pound blue marlin, bringing the all-tackle record back to Kona, where it has remained ever since. Number 7. 1,402-pound Atlantic blue marlin. Marlins are extremely large fish, so don't be surprised that they make multiple appearances in this list. Earlier on the list, we talked about a large Pacific blue marlin, and now we're going to talk about its even larger cousin, the Atlantic blue marlin. The biggest Atlantic blue marlin caught weighed in at 1,402 pounds. It was captured by Paulo Amorim off Victoria, Brazil on February 29th of 1992. According to Paulo, it took him nearly 80 minutes to haul it in. While there are a lot of other reportedly bigger Atlantic marlins, this is the only one that has been officially measured. There have been other blue marlins said to weigh in at 1,560 pounds, but these have not been verified. Number 6. 1,496-pound bluefin tuna. Tunas are extremely large fish. Very tasty too, if you ask me. I, for one, wouldn't say no to a fresh from the ocean tuna sashimi. However, not all tuna are created equal. Some are born average and some are simply massive. Some are destined for sashimi, others are destined for the can. Not only is Ken Frazier's bluefin the biggest tuna ever recorded by the International Game Fish Association, it is also one of the most iconic records of all time. He landed the world record bluefin tuna on October 26, 1979, fishing with Captain Eric Sampson aboard Lady and Misty out of Port Hood, Nova Scotia. And get this, Frazier only needed just 45 minutes to bring the largest tuna ever caught close enough to gaff after it ate a trolled mackerel. After nearly 10 hours dehydrating in the boat, the bluefin tuna still weighed an incredible 1,496 pounds. This world record tuna has stood for almost 40 years, and we may never see it broken. Number 5. 1,560-pound black marlin. At 1,560 pounds, this black marlin is officially recognized as the largest bony fish ever caught on rod and reel, a record that has stood since August of 1953. This is when Alfred C. Glassell Jr. caught the 14-foot 7-inch female 8 miles off the steep shoreline of Cabo Blanco, Peru, where the Andes plunge into the Pacific. Glassell chose this fishing ground because that's where the cold Humboldt Current meets upswelling eddies of marine life. More than 30 large females were hooked in the area at that time. Of course, a world record holder such as this is too good just to be eaten. It was first donated to the Smithsonian Museum before it was loaned to the Houston Museum of Natural Science, where it's still on display to this day. The black marlin is one of the largest bony fish. Longliners, or commercial fishers whose lines may stretch for 50 miles and trail 3,000 hooks, have reported catching 2,600 pounders. Fisherman Zane Gray described one as an estimated 23 feet long and got away in 1928. Of course, we only include fish who have been caught and officially measured here, so sorry about that, Zane. Number 4. 1,708-pound Greenland shark. On October 17, 1987, using herrings as lure, a Norwegian fisherman named Tijer Nordvet caught one of the biggest Greenland sharks ever, weighing in at 1,708 pounds. This isn't only amazing due to the size of the fish, but because of the animal itself. Greenland sharks are extremely fascinating creatures. They are among nature's least elegant inventions. They're lumpish, with stunted pectoral fins that they use for ponderously slow swimming in cold and dark Arctic waters. They have blunt snouts and gaping mouths that give them an unfortunate, dull-witted appearance. Many live with worm-like parasites that dangle repulsively from their corneas. Once widely hunted for their liver oil, today they are considered bycatch. For some fishermen, netting a Greenland shark is about as welcome as stepping in dog doo-doo. Greenland sharks are the only shark species that consistently inhabit Arctic and subarctic freezing waters. During summer months, Greenland sharks migrate to extremely deep parts of the ocean. During winter, they move closer to the water's surface and can be spotted near the edge of ice floes. Greenland sharks can be spotted in the North Atlantic Ocean, from the Gulf of St. Lawrence to Baffin Island. You can also find them as far south as the Gulf of Maine. They've also been spotted near the mouth of the Saguenay River in Quebec. Number 3. A 1,785-pound tiger shark. Tiger sharks hold a somewhat grim reputation for being aggressive and willing to repeatedly attack humans. They come in second only to great white sharks in their number of human attacks, but they ought to do much more damage once they get started because they actually kind of like our taste. However, that didn't stop Kevin Clapson from wrestling one on board while fishing off Ulladulla, Australia. His tiger shark weighed 1,785 pounds and 11 ounces, a record that has yet to be beaten. The tiger sharks inhabit tropical and subtropical oceans, mostly in latitudes between 45 degrees north and 32 degrees south. It is found in the waters of North America's east coast all the way to the coast of Brazil, as well as the Gulf Coast. They are purely carnivorous, feeding mainly on mollusks, other fish, sea turtles, crustaceans, seabirds, as well as dugong. It also scavenges on dead whales. Thanks to their enormous appetite, tiger sharks eat pretty much everything on their path, which includes man-made objects like paint cans, leather jackets, rubber tires, and even license plates. Now it's time for today's best pick. Today's pick is definitely a monster fish, but not the biggest catch on our list. But what's fascinating about it is who caught it. Find out more next with number 2. 300-pound giant Goliath grouper. It took me a while to find it, but hey, hard work does pay off. This massive fish is called a Goliath giant grouper. The giant Goliath grouper, as the name suggests, is a massive fish that can grow up to more than 8 feet in length and can weigh up to 800 pounds. These are some really tasty fish. So tasty, in fact, that they were overfished in the southeastern United States. They were considered for listing under the Endangered Species Act as well. These fish are so big that they're known to swallow small sharks whole. These giants are also known to try and swallow humans, but in a curious way, not in a hungry way. But then again, if you see one of them while out swimming, better make sure to stay clear of their big mouths. The fish in the video definitely isn't the biggest grouper ever caught. It's only about an estimated 300 pounds. What's amazing about this grouper is that it was landed by a 12-year-old boy. Check the video out. Kinda looks like a great day of fishing for these guys. The video comes from the YouTube channel Blacktip Age, which is a channel dedicated to fishing. Go check them out if you find fishing interesting. Before we move on, do me a favor. My analytics show that only about 15% of you watching are actually subscribed. Come on guys, what's up with that? Can you guys please hit the subscribe button? You guys watch my videos every day anyway, so you might as well subscribe and keep up to date with every video we put out. Number 1. A 2,664-pound white shark. And the biggest catch of all time goes to a massive great white shark caught by Alfred Dean back in April of 1955. Many great whites have been caught since then, so it's quite amazing that this record catch has never been beat. It weighed a whopping 2,661 pounds, beating his previous largest catch of 2,372 pounds. Alf was out on the waters of Ceduna, a small South Australian town. After dancing unsuccessfully with some smaller sharks, the prize Alf had been after all this time graced him with its presence. The crew knew they were in for a battle. Alf made especially sure his strike was secure and began to play for an hour, the shark throwing everything it could at the crew. Yet it was of no use. Before the clock had spun through 70 minutes, the shark was caught. Alf, the ambitious fisherman that he was, swore there was a bigger one out there. Unfortunately, he was unable to catch it before he passed in 1991. Nonetheless, he's gonna go down in history as a man willing to push the boundaries of what's possible with a rod and reel. Do you know of any other massive catches that aren't on this list? Let us know in the comment section down below. Also check out some of our other equally amazing videos that you might have missed. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Later, everybody.